Good afternoon from Historic Howth. It's John again, here on another leg of our wonderful tea journey. Hello, hope you're well. Bit cold today, but it's January, isn't it? January the 13th. Okay, so last week, in fact, since last Saturday, every day I've been taking a cup of Eyebright tea, and yeah, really good for the old eyes, really good for tiredness and that, because it's like, sometimes I find myself flitting between watching the small screen of the phone, of my phone sometimes, and then the large screen of the TV, and it's like that causes can make your eyes sore a bit, but not so with Eyebright. Eyebright's really, really wonderful. Really wonderful for the eyes, and then there's no tiredness, nothing. No, really. Like taste-wise, very similar to the Devil's Claw. Quite hard to drink. And but I ended up doing quite a short brew, and with not quite as much, a scant teaspoon, shall we say, of Eyebright, but certainly quite would recommend it if you do get eyes, sort of tired eyes. That's the tea to take. It really does have a good effect. Now this week I'm starting well, in a minute you'll see me drink it, but I'm going to start a week of something called Feverfew tea. Yeah, Feverfew. You know it's an English folk remedy just from the name somehow, don't you? Feverfew, but yeah, it's very good for allergies, asthma, and hay fever because it's a natural antihistamine, and a hot Feverfew tea will relieve the symptoms of, most allergies, asthma, hay fever, all the symptoms. It clears phlegm and decongests the chest. So yeah, it's very good for those kind of things. And I'll go on to later, but it's quite interesting. It's a digestive remedy. It has bitters, which calm and strengthen the digestive tract, and also clears heat from the body. Yeah. Which can ease things like indigestion and that. It's quite. I find it quite fascinating when you get down to this kind of level of detail. But what really is maybe of use to many people is the fact that it, because of its antihistamine kind of qualities, it can alleviate headaches and migraines. Can really help to prevent both headaches and migraine if it's taken as a preventative, and even during an episode of headaches and a migraine, this recommended, a cup of this will actually help because of the antihistamine qualities, and also its effects on the liver, because it cleanses the liver, and it is believed that the liver, and things wrong with the liver can. It can lead to headaches and things like that, and bad-temperedness as well. So, and that's really useful to it because a lot of people. I mean, my dear old ex-wife used to suffer terribly with migraines, be debilitated for quite some time. Wish we'd known about that then. Anyway, there we go. That's that. It's also useful for PMT. Post-menstrual tension, and that really good. I mean, it relaxes your blood vessels and stuff like that. So if you're having a bit of, I don't know, if there's some kind of blockage, regarding the old menstrual cycle, then this will help. This will help. It's very, very good for that. It's just a fascinating as I read about these more and more. Yeah, it's also In olden days, it was used to treat sciatica and neuralgia. And that's and that's it. There's one cautionary tale though. Please don't take it if you're on any blood thinning medication, because it relaxes the blood vessels and that. So obviously not good. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Let's have a look at it first. What do we think? First we notice it's a gold. They're all either gold or silver. But it just seems to be shining with potency, doesn't it? To me, it just seems to shine with potency. Now then, smells like it's going to taste like the previous two teas. Yeah, that's another thing. Eyebright did taste very much like Devil's Claw, unless Devil's Claw tainted my teapot. But I don't think so, because it's glass. For these daily teas, I use a glass teapot with a glass infuser, which gives you a purer brew. It's not quite. There's something else in there. I'm gonna have to go in out. I'm gonna have to go in and taste it. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, there's that bitterness. Quite bitter. Yeah, very, very bitter. Very bitter and very bitter and pungent. Well, I'm getting used to this taste now. Yeah. But there's something else as well, is there? Yeah, there may be that bitterness. But something else as well. Once again, I can't quite identify. It's too subtle. I might have been too short a brew. And here's a tip. If you think your tea's a bit too weak, don't brew it for longer. Because the longer you brew it, the more likely you are to release any bitter or make your tea taste bitter. Just add a bit more tea. If you think it's a bit weak, just add a bit more of the leaves. Yeah, and brew it for the usual time. Yeah. Like I say, some teas will stand a long brew, and some it spoils them. Trial and error. But this, right. That's probably the bitters working on the digestive tract there. Feverfew. There we go. So, well, I'll let you know my verdict on Feverfew next week. Okay. No, I know you're all desperate. You're all on the edge of your seats, waiting to hear about the cheese update. Okay. 13 is comfortable. Yeah, I think I've eaten about, since we last spoke, I've eaten about, I would say, 750 grams of cheese. And, yeah, I think 13 is quite comfortable at the moment, which is good. I'm aiming for 10. My aim is for 10. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, I'm curious about, you notice that the sounds are not right good. The sound quality, that's what I've noticed, the sound quality is not right good. Particularly when I'm playing, like, music, streaming albums, obscure albums that never even made it to CD. It's crazy. I don't know how they do it. But they're going to, like, almost straight from vinyl to blooming just information, really, just digital information. But yeah, so I'm thinking about getting a sound bar, But then I'm thinking, hold on, if a soundbar, a bit of a dilemma there. Here's something I notice about dilemmas. Usually there are no manufacturing, something like that one. It is, man, But yeah, sound quality. Never been an issue before. It was when I was young, when I was about 18, 19, 20. Before, up to being married and that. And my eldest son coming along. I was a bit of a hi-fi buff, to be honest. Getting all right. Crazy. I had a thing called a little thing called a pod, which was like a clamp, a tripod clamp that you clamped down to make sure that there's no vibration. I put a glass mat under the actual albums, and I also had my this crazy my parents were antique dealers, so I found this marble washstand, and I thought, that piece of marble's gonna, So I had my deck on this piece of marble to make sure there were no, no vibrations from the speakers, or the thing would affect the arm, and cause extra vibration that would, make the arm move about on the surface of the record in a way it wasn't designed to do so. Yeah, I got quite into it. Yeah. And now funny, my eldest son's getting into it. He's got himself a deck, vinyl playing deck, and I'm curious to see what happens. But I think it's all Bluetooth and kind of Wi-Fi connections, isn't it? I think it's all digital, and I don't know. I'm curious to see if somehow we could get some kind of analog thing going, some old, 70s, 80s analog thing going, and compare the sound, see if there is any difference. Of course, eat plenty of cheese first. But there we go. Interesting stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah. Now I had this crazy notion, and I don't know what you guys think of it. Of having a whole month. Like they've got this veganuary thing. I thought of having a whole month of drinking nettle tea. And calling it calling February Nettleberry, but it doesn't quite work the same as veganuary, does it? But there we go. Yeah, so that's I don't know whether that'll happen. That's up in there. That's I'm still deciding, because you'd have to drink plenty of water as well, because nettle tea's quite a powerful diuretic thing, and which means it will cause you to make water quite a bit. And I think I think if that's exclusive water drink, it might not be might not be good with the old water levels in the body, so you've got to drink plenty of water as well for the month. That's the plan anyway. So it's the 13th, so it'll be the 20th. So I'll update you about that next week. Okay. See whether that's going to go ahead. A whole month of nettle tea could be. I don't know. See what. I'm curious. Just slightly worried, like I say, about the water levels and that. My fluid levels, should I say? Anyway, that's all by the by. Next week. It sounds delightful. This tea. I'm going to be drinking. I'm going to drink for the first time in my life something called Meadow Sweet. Again, another beautiful British sounding herb. Yeah, and I'll do some research in the meantime, and I'll let you know. I'll share the research with you. I'll share my verdict on the Feverfew. Yeah, here's another thing. Feverfew, not much for your money with it. It's cooled down a bit. Let's see if I can identify it. There's a bit of pepperiness. Ooh. Yeah, it's like a hint of pepperiness as well with that. Almost like rock. It's not. It's as bitter as the others, but with a little hint of pepper. Don't know what that says about anything, but there we go. So that's this is Feverfew, and that's it. I will see you next week, 20th, I think it is. Thanks for listening. God bless you both.